Well, I don't think I have to explain a whole lot here about this week. Would be the Thunders, the Pelicans, and the Hornets by a total of 84 points, so good stuff there. Anyways guys, the Warriors now have a 7-1 record and is currently the second seed in the Western Conference, just behind the Utah Jazz, who also has a 7-1 record. Now, we're only about 2 weeks into the season, but based on the way we play right now, I 100% think that we're going to be a buyer by the trade deadline. Obviously, the league has not released the trade deadline yet, but I assume it will be around March after the All-Star break. In today's video, we'll be going over 4 early season trade targets for the Golden State Warriors, and with that being said, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my match in the dark.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason here back with another video. If you're the first time watching, I make Golden State Warriors content on a weekly basis, so don't forget to leave that subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and you'll be the first one in the future to see more awesome videos just like this. Before we start the video, just a quick reminder here, we're only about 2 weeks into the season and things can change quickly in the next few months or a few weeks perhaps. Okay, now let's get started. Now, the players that I'm emphasizing today are those that are playing at a high level, but are with a bad team. Nonetheless, let me know in the comment section if you can trade one player, who would it be? Looking at this Warriors roster, they're surprisingly stacked at guard position. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Garrett Payton II. This to me is the championship guard core. At the forward position, there's Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Otto Porter Jr., and Nemanja Bjelica, and don't forget the young star in Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and veteran in Andre Iguodala. But when you look at the center position, it's somewhat concerning. James Wiseman is yet to return from that injury, and Kevon Looney is really, I don't even know what to say about him. He's a decent player, but it's just average or below average in all categories. Okay, the first player on my list is Karl Anthony Towns. The Wolves are currently 3-5, but if you look at their following schedule, there's a high possibility that they lose the next 6 games in a row as all of their opponents are playoff teams. So far this year, Towns is able to average 23.4 points, 9.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.3 blocks. I've been saying this since last season because Karl Anthony Towns to me is the perfect fit in this Warriors scheme. Now, you look at his playing style, he has the size, the ball handling, the playmaking, and the shooting to complete this Warriors roster. I'm okay with this taking maybe a few more picks since this year is a legitimate championship window for the Warriors. By the way, Towns is shooting about 49% from the arc, which will again minimize Draymond Green's weaknesses in shooting and therefore making the floor spacing more fluent. However, if you want a cheaper option, the second player on this list also works. I'm talking about Christian Wood of the Houston Rockets. At the age of 26, Wood completely revamped his career in Houston. This year he's averaging about 20 points, 12.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1 block per game, while shooting 38.3% from the arc. Unlike Karl Anthony Towns, the Warriors can simply send James Wiseman and Kevon Looney for Wood. I will feel much better starting Christian Wood at center position and have Nemanja Bjelica as the backup. Obviously, Houston is in a rebuild mode and would like players like James Wiseman, potentially a few picks. So if they don't want Kevon Looney, I'm cool with that. Maybe just give them a few second round picks and we can get the deal done. Now, if the team wants to go with a center with more defensive attribute, I think Myles Turner is the one. Right now, the Pacers are the 13th seed in the Eastern Conference with a 3-7 record. Looking at the high competitiveness of the Eastern Conference, I don't see them pulling through. So let us some contract here and get some younger player back in return might be the move. Myles Turner again is having a pretty decent year so far, averaging 14.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 2.7 blocks. And hear me out, dude is getting way better at shooting threes, averaging 41.2% from the arc so far. Besides, Turner is a much better rebounder compared to all players in this Warriors squad. This year, I'm seeing us letting the opposing team getting back-to-back offensive rebounds, which is really frustrating, and I think Turner can help us improve in that category. Moving on, the fourth player on my list is Jonas Valančiūnas. Now, if you watched the game yesterday, he had a great game against us with 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. And looking at his attribute this year, there is one stat that surprises me. Dude is shooting 56.3% from the arc so far. That is exactly what the Warriors are looking for. Plus, Valančiūnas can grab 14.2 rebounds per game along with 1 block. This year he's set to make $14 million. However, this is his final year on his contract, meaning if he actually plays well, performing at a high level, there might be a fat contract somewhere waiting for him in the offseason. So if we want to get him, that's something to keep an eye on. Alright guys, so this wraps up the video. Comment down below which one of these 4 players do you want the Warriors to trade the most. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave that subscribe and follow me on social media with all the link in the description down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.